is a soy curl. Soy curls are just basically dehydrated whole soy. This is similar to soy chunks, but soy chunks are more processed. This is not processed. So I'm going to soak this in boiling hot water, about 6 cups, so that all of the soy chunks are completely submerged in the water, and let it stand for about 10 minutes or so. So after 10 minutes, the soy chunks or the soy curls become soft, and I'm going to drain out the water. And then I'm going to just squeeze the excess water from the soy curls and put it in a separate bowl. So now my soy curls are nice and soft and the excess water has been taken out. So I'm going to use 1 can of diced tomato, or you can use about 2 large tomatoes. I didn't have tomato puree, so I'm just pureeing the tomatoes here. If you have tomato puree, you can skip this step. I'm also adding a few walnuts, but that's completely optional. I'm going to blend this up into this tomato puree here. So now in a pan that is going on medium-high heat, I'm adding a tablespoon and a half of oil. I'm using olive oil. To that, I'm adding half a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds, half a teaspoon of cumin seeds, half a teaspoon of ajwain or caraway seeds, and half a teaspoon of fennel seeds, and a couple of bay leaves, as well as a couple of dried red chillies. So once everything starts to splutter a little bit, I'm adding a pinch of hing or Asafoetida powder, and then I'm going to add in my tomato puree. Now we want to cook this tomato puree really well for our sauce. So let's season this first with a couple of teaspoons of salt, or to your taste, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and half a tablespoon each of coriander powder and cumin powder. And I'm just going to give this a mix here. Next, I'm adding half a tablespoon of ginger paste. We'll mix everything together, and then we'll cover this and let this cook for about 5 minutes or so. So let's check on our sauce. It's kind of thickening a little bit. And I think I'm going to let this cook for an additional couple of minutes. Our sauce has thickened quite a bit, and the tomato is cooked very nicely. So next we're going to add our soy curls. If you like, you can also kind of saute the soy curls in a little bit of oil or in the air fryer before adding them in, but I like it this way. It becomes nice and soft. So we're going to mix everything together until all the soy curls are covered with the sauce. Now I'm going to add about a cup of unsweetened cashew milk. Or you can use almond milk. I'm actually using almond milk because I didn't have cashew milk, as well as a cup of water. So depending on how thick or thin you want your sauce to be, you can adjust the water. Once our curry comes to a boil again, we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of garam masala. And, just give it a mix. And you can take out the bay leaves at this point. And I also like to add half a tablespoon of dried fenugreek leaves, or you may know that as kasuri methi. This really enhances the flavor of the curry. And lastly, we're going to add a little bit of chopped coriander leaves. So this is really it. It's a very simple recipe, and you can turn off the heat at this point, or you can cook this down further if you want this curry to be less saucy. So I hope you enjoy this recipe, and I hope you give this recipe a try. And if you did like this recipe, do give this video a thumbs up, and please share with someone that you may think that may like this recipe. And as always, say a little prayer, share the love, and I'll see you in the next video.